What's really good, University of Miami Hurricane football fans? It's your boy Alonzo 1219, aka Die back in the building, putting out a post-game video for the Pitt Miami game. Representing my Hurricanes again. Up in Ohio, up in Warren, Ohio, where my wife's from, my wife's family up here. So, represent my Adidas, but didn't bring a lot of Hurricane gear with me, just hanging out with my wife and her family. So, let's get to it, man. Chopped it up with Dustin. You know what I'm saying? A blueprint all day on this game. We went back and forth texting. Those guys kept me informed. Watched the game on ESPN2 up here, so I enjoyed it, and just represent my Hurricanes all day. You know what I'm saying? So enjoyed the game. Good game. Not a great second half, but hey, 4-1 under Larry Scott. 8-4. I couldn't ask for a better end of the season. Besides the North Carolina game, man, we stepped up, got an opportunity to probably win 9 games this year with a bowl game. We'll probably get a good bowl game. Joe Yerby had a great game. I don't know if it's right at 100 yards. I don't know if he ended up crossing the 100-yard mark, but I know it was right at 100 yards. Rashawn Scott with a great touchdown pass. Joe Yerby had had a wonderful game. Mark Walton with a great catch that he had in the game. Stacey Coley, a couple catches. It wasn't the best game. We probably could have put up more than 29 points, but it was a win. So I'm very happy with the win. Now the coaching search is going to get a little bit, tougher. Hopefully we can get a coach in here before the bowl game. Hopefully we can get a guy in here that we really want. You know what I'm saying? So I'm very happy with it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, rocking my Adidas today. My Adidas swag. Got my D Rose hat. It is Adidas hat. You know what I'm saying? So I got my D Rose hat. You know what I'm saying? So I got my Adidas swag going on today, man. I'm having fun up here in Ohio with my wife and her family. I got a chance to hang out with my father-in-law, who's a great guy. So we had a good time up here. My kids having a great time. And I'm hoping everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Didn't get into any altercations on Black Friday. And I'm hoping everybody, all this Canes family, had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I wish all y'all the best, man. I appreciate it. I'm gonna get into a little bit of the coaching search because that's what it's all about today, for me anyway. Like I say, great win. Glad we got the win. We are now 8-4. Got a chance to go 9-4. Most people wouldn't have thought that, especially after the way the season started with the Cincinnati loss, which was a horrible loss, and then the worst loss in Miami Hurricane history, which was the Clemson loss. And we had a few losses that were real bad this year. You know what I'm saying? But to end the season at 8-4. With the new coach, we won more games this year. We were 6-7 last year, so we're 8-4 without Golden being gone, and with Larry Scott taking over. So that's a good thing. Still didn't like the 3-4 defensive scheme. They gashed us between the tackle and the guards today. They ran a lot of off-tackle plays, and every time they ran it, they gassed us. I know me and Dustin was chopping up about that, and I still keep complaining about this 3-4. But hopefully when we got one more game remaining with this weak 3-4 defense, and then we can finally go back to the 4-3 scheme that all Hurricanes love. Another comment was made today about the broadcasting. One of the broadcasters made a comment, and Dustin actually made the comment before I even thought about it. And I know I'm getting on that bandwagon of we need our own stadium, and I'm getting to that. And Dustin brought up a great point, and so did the broadcaster, and everybody harping on the stadium. Sun Life Stadium is one of the nicest stadiums in the country. You know what I'm saying? And if the winds come, the fans will come. And Dustin made that point, and so did the guy, I can't remember his name, that lives in Miami that was broadcasting the game. He said the same thing. If the winds come, the fans will come. So if we don't get a stadium, which we probably won't within the next few years, let's just fill up Sun Life Stadium, man. We got the Canopies coming. It will be a great stadium next year. The Canopies will be over there. It'll look like a great stadium. I'm pretty sure the kids love playing in the pro stadium. So let's just get out there and support our kids in that stadium. Thanks, Dustin, for putting me back on that. I appreciate it. Blueprint had a going back and forth with me. Great dialogue day, man. Those two guys are always keeping me informed, man. I appreciate you two guys, man. I appreciate everybody. But you two guys are always talking to me on the phone, calling me, and making sure that I'm trying to get our station and grow, man. Y'all guys help me out, man. I really do appreciate it. Besides that, like I said, I'm getting into a little bit of coaching. You got your candidates. I know Kane Shays hit me up last week, let me know that they're gonna help me out a little bit more on getting our station going. So I appreciate those guys too. We got most of the coaching candidates. You got the Mario Cristobal's, you got the Tom Hermans, you got the Chip Kelly's, who people are talking about. You're talking about Mike Leach's. We're talking about of course, Butch Davis, you know, and Dan Mullen was mentioned as a candidate. You know what I'm saying? Out of Mississippi State, you know, great guy. He's a great offensive mind. You know, he gets kind of stubborn sometimes with some of his play calling. You know, he likes to run the quarterback. That's not going to be a Miami Hurricane type thing of running the quarterback a lot. But he has a lot of great play calling. His name was mentioned. You know what I'm saying? And I actually, like I said, a lot of people have been mentioning Lane Kiffin's name. You know, his name has been mentioned a few times. I'm not opposed to that neither. I just want to. We sometimes get in this thing of we have to have a Miami guy. You know, and I think sometimes that's a little overblown. You have to have a guy from Miami. I think that's sometimes a little overblown because one of the greatest coaches to ever coach this program, I think, is actually from Texas. And he coached at Oklahoma State. And his name is Jimmy Johnson. You know, another guy who everybody wants back, Butch Davis. He's not from Texas. I mean, he's not from Miami. He's not a Miami guy. He's not a born and bred, raised Miami guy. So let's get out of this. We have to have a Miami guy to coach this program. We have to have a great coach to coach this program. You know what I'm saying? So let's please get out of that format that we have to have a Miami guy. He has to be a guy from Miami. You know, this, that. That is not the case. We have to have a great coach and a great recruiter. And let's also please let's get out of this aspect that we have to have all our players, all our former players come coach on this coaching staff. I mean, serious. I wonder how many Miami Hurricane players are on the Alabama coaching staff. You know, you don't have to be from this area. You have to understand the area. You have to understand the dynamics of this area, but you also have to be a great coach. Because let's face it, it's not going to always be a Miami guy. Randy Shannon is born, bred Miami guy. And we ran him out of town. Us Hurricane fans ran him out. You know, he's a born, bred Miami guy who understood the culture of Miami and got ran out of town. So let's stop on, you know, he has to be a Miami guy. I don't think he has to be a Miami guy. I just think he has to be a great coach. I'll flip back and forth so many times. it's crazy. How many times I've flipped back and forth on who I want to be the coach. I know I've said Mario Cristobal. You hear good things, bad things about Mario Cristobal. Say Tom Herman, Gary Peterson, the guy at TCU. Now, we're talking a little bit. I remember Jimmy Johnson said that that's what he wanted to coach Miami back when they hired Al Golden. And how much did he make at TCU? I don't know. But the rumblings are Miami's willing to pay between $4 and $5 million for a coach. So he's jumped up to number one for me. He's jumped all the way up to number one on my big board of who I would like to have coach. So number 5 would probably be Butch Davis. He's in my top 5. Number 5 would probably be Butch Davis. Matter of fact, I'll scoot him up. Number 5 would probably be Tom Herman from Houston. He would probably be number 5. Number 4 for me probably would be Les Miles. I mean, not Les Miles, sorry. Lane Kiffin would be number 4 for me. Number 3 for me would probably be Butch Davis. He would be my 3rd pick. Number 2 for me probably would be Mario Cristobal with an asterisk beside it. Because I've heard some things about him that's kind of made me turn a little bit away from him. So he would probably be number 2 for me with an asterisk. You could swap him and Butch Davis back and forth. And my main thing on Butch Davis really is, like I said, he wasn't a great coach at Miami. He was a great talent, by the way, but he wasn't a great coach. But, you know what I'm saying, he probably flipped back and forth between him and Mario Cristobal. But number 1 would be Gary Patterson from TCU. He would be my number 1 pick right now. If Miami can make that happen. You know what I'm saying? It's already been, I said this on my last video, Texas program already came out and said Charlie Strong isn't going anywhere. So until that change, he's not even going to be in my top 5 because they've already been said he's not going anywhere. But Gary Peterson, man, could he be that guy? Look what he did at TCU. I hope I'm saying his name right, guys. You know what I'm saying? Because I get him and the guy from Boise that's over at Washington State, and their name's kind of confused. But I hope I'm saying his name right. But, yes, he would be my number 1 choice right now. So I'll flip-flop 3 or 4 times. You guys, please don't get on me about that. Because any of us really know, besides the Butch Davis, besides the people who really love Butch Davis, do any of us really know who would be the number 1 choice? Do any of us really know? I like Chip Kelly. If he leaves Philadelphia. But he has sort of a problem. His problem kind of sort of is he's not at all a player's coach. He's he has some issues with himself too. So, but Gary Patterson would be that guy for me. TCU's coach. He would be my #1 pick. So, we can see. I don't know, but we're gonna break it down more. Like I said, I'm gonna talk a little bit more Hurricane basketball now that the season's over with. We're gonna talk recruits. We're gonna talk who we're gonna get in. I'm gonna try to get, talk to Kane Shades and see how they can help me out a little bit with, some of these recruits. Maybe I can get some of them on the show and we can talk about, their commitments and everything. But as of right now, I'm enjoying it. Talking about a lot of guys coming back next year. Lawrence Cager is gonna be a beast. We're gonna miss Rashawn Scott. Hopefully, Stacey Coley comes back. Our backfield, we already know those guys are coming back. O-line looked real good today. Those guys are starting to gel. Hopefully most of those guys come back. I think all of them are young. I don't think nobody's even a junior on the offensive line. They have a very young offensive line. Defensive line is going to look a lot better next year. When we go to the 4-3, we'll see a lot of change. We have the talent up front. It's just that defensive scheme is horrible. So that scheme will be out, and we'll have a better defensive scheme next year. Linebacking core, Jermaine Grace and those guys, they'll be back next year. So, I think Artie Burns may leave next year, take care of his family. He's a breadwinner now. I would love to see him stay, but, man, if this is your last game, if the bowl game's your last game at the U, man, salute you, man. We love you. Hopefully your holidays went by great, man. With the loss of your mother, it's your first holiday without that. Pain is here for you, man, but I hope you have a great and wonderful career, whatever you choose to do. Artie, man, you'll always be a king. We'll always love you, man. Enjoy whatever your endeavors are, man, in life. If you come back, great. If you go to the league, I support you 200%, man. We love you. Everybody else, man, I hope y'all had a great holiday weekend, man. I hope Thanksgiving went by for y'all. Make it home safe, man. Love you guys. Comment on the video. Let me know who your top 5 is, man. Line them up for me. Let me know who your top 5 is. Kind of gave you mine, even though mine's kind of wishy-washy a little bit. But yours could be wishy-washy. But give me a top 5, man. Who you think #1? I know mine is about like the BCS. I've changed, or like the home playoff system. I've changed top 3 and 4 about 4 or 5 times, depending on whose name is hot or not. You know what I'm saying? So, but Gary Patterson, that name just came up to me. Actually, we were talking about it, and I know that Blueprint let me know about it, but I remember reading up on that about, Butch Davis. About Jimmy Johnson wanting him to get the job. So, give me your top 5. I'm about to go down here and eat me a little bit more turkey. Eat me a little bit more turkey and ham, give me some mac and cheese, and chill out with the white family and everything, man. Love you guys. Comment on the video. Subscribe to the page, please. We're still trying to grow a little bit more. So if you like, subscribe. If not, keep commenting or whatever you want to do, man. But we're going to do this every week. This is not the last video. We will do a few more videos up to the bowl game. Probably one every week or probably 2. We're going to talk about Miami Hurricane basketball, and we're going to talk recruits. Love you guys. Represent the Hurricanes. All about the U. U swag. Rep all day. Love you guys. Peace out.